Here's a video describing how to adjust the valves on a Briggs and Stratton V-twin. This is a newer style and they are adjusted at 3 to 5 on the intake and 5 to 7 on the exhaust. So normally this is part of maintenance on these, but people don't usually do it. So if you're having a problem where you've already replaced the battery and maybe even the starter, and it tries to start or tries to crank, but it acts like it hits a spot, a dead spot, and it won't spin over. 9 times out of 10, it's because these valves are out of adjustment. So I'm gonna describe how to do that right quick. So even if you're not sure which one is the intake and exhaust, just look at the bottom here where the tailpipe is attached, and that's gonna be the exhaust side, okay? You can't really see the intake because it's, you know, way up over here, but this is the exhaust. So what happens is when these engines come up to compression, they're actually pushing the exhaust valve open just ever so slightly to help the engine get to spin over. And it's just because these systems, they don't have enough amps to overcome that compression initially, but once it gets spinning, it's fine. So what you do is you spin the engine over and watch the intake valve open. So you can see right now it just pushed down and it's closing. So that means if the intake is closing, that means the piston is down at the bottom and it's going to start coming up. So you want to stop it when it's all the way at the top. So for me, the easiest way to do this is just put a screwdriver in there, spin the engine over until it stops right there. You can tell that's kind of the high point and it's rocking back and forth. So right there is top dead center compression stroke for this cylinder. So then you get a set of feeler gauges like this, and because it's the intake's 3 to 5, I just put it on 4. That's in the middle. And so you'll need a 13mm wrench to break the lock nut loose, and then you'll need a T40 Torx to actually do the adjusting. So you break it loose and get your 4/1000 feeler gauge in there. And see, this one's actually good on the intake. 9 times out of 10 also, the intake will be good. It's the exhaust that'll need it, but I just figured since I'm here, I might as well check that too. So I always hold my feeler gauge in there, tighten that, and then check it again. You should be able to push this in there without a whole lot of resistance. You want resistance, but just not a lot. Okay, now let's do the exhaust, and that's 6 right there. It's pretty loose, so we're gonna tighten that up a little bit. So just hold your wrench on there. Turn your Torx a little bit, and then check it. A little bit more. It's getting there. There you go. I don't know if you can tell on there, but it's definitely got a drag on that feeler gauge right there. That's all there is to it. Now you just go around to the other side and do the same thing over there.